of the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team. Scotia Industries, innovators of award-winning consumer technology, power sports, car audio products, and more. Michael Lindsay, you're going to get some Scotia stuff just for showing up, just for coming out. Oh, yeah. That's how it works. Pulp 2020 is the code to save with Scotia.com. Get a discount on phone mounts, chargers, cables, power sports, clamps, and mounts. Lots of brand new base link system I have here in front of us here. Just set your phone on it and charge it. No problem on that. Pulp 2020 is the code to save with Scotia.com. They're pleased and proud to bring you our next guest of the night. He is the team manager of the JGR Suzuki MX team and a friend of the show, and we're happy to have him back on. It's Jeremy Albrecht. J-Bone, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, I feel like Joey Savacci, the star rider you signed over the offseason and got injured, of course, and missed Supercross. He's getting a little better here. Are you happy with kind of the way you're trending with Joey?
Yeah, definitely, for how things, we were super excited. Obviously, like you said, when we signed him. He had a great first year on the 450 last year, so we were looking for big things. And then, crash over there definitely made it tough, which was a bummer after the Weston Pike one the year before.
Yeah.
And, he's been through lots of emotions. I think, they were telling him it was a really bad injury, so looking bad. So, really, honestly, for how it could have been, happy he's able to race the outdoors. I think definitely getting pushed back helped him get ready even more. But, yeah, it's tough to be out that long, that kind of injury. New team, new bike.
Yeah.
So, it's not easy. Like, he's not doing what he wants to be doing. And obviously, it'd be cool if he was doing a little better. It's not what, we thought he would do. It's not what he thought he would do, but I think he improves every week. He's trying. He's coming there and giving it his all, and hopefully each week it does get better and better, and then he gets the result he wants shortly and can be happy. But it's hard for those guys to go there and not do what they know they can do. Like even Freddie, he's not happy with what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing fine. I'd tell him today. He's not doing bad. Yeah, of course he could do better, and we'd be happy he could do better. But, you just have to keep doing the best you can. It's really all we can ask. And I do think Freddie definitely can get the top 10. He's really, really close.
He's right there.
He has had motos, just not, it's a bummer every time. It's like, again, he's right there. But, that fourth that he got in the mud, like in Loretta's, I would have lost all my money betting that Freddie would get a fourth. So, he got a taste of that. So now he wants to do well. So it's cool.
Right.
I like it.
Right. Yeah, it's I feel like Freddie's close. He makes that one mistake. He makes just that one mistake, falls, stalls, has a bad lap, and then he kind of regroups. Yeah. But it seems like he can't stay consistent, But
he's had one good moto almost every race, and then this weekend he did have two consistent motos. But obviously he wants, even better than that. But I think that is a too. He's trying really hard. He's giving everything. He's going for it. It's what everybody wants, right? So we're happy he's trying hard, and he's getting it for sure.
Right. 702-586-PULP. You got a question for Jeremy Albrecht from JGR Suzuki, brought to you by Scotia Industries. Pulp 2020 is the code to save with those guys. Michael Lindsay also here in studio with me. Troll Train, third overall, fourth in the points. Professional guy to work with, gives it his all. What's it been like for you to have Alex on the team this year and his riding?
It's been fun. He's doing, obviously, it's cool. We would want more podiums. That's the goal for everyone, right? But, you definitely can't ever say that he doesn't give it his all. He's great to work with. He's professional. He's, even on a bad day, he's just mad at himself. He's easy to work with. We like him. I like him a lot, actually. I like his vlogs. He has fun. It's all real. That's what I like about it. We're not setting anything up. Hey, go act like you're mad or this or that. It's all for real. It's just filming real life. It's not nothing fake. And I like that part.
Right.
But he's easy. He's easy to like. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like him, honestly.
No. He's my championship pick every year for outdoors, J-Mark.
I know. I feel like Alex, he's right. He could be there. Obviously Ferrandis is super fast, and his brother's riding pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the cool part is he's beat those guys at times.
Yeah.
Not consistently, but
Yep.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
Definitely better than last year. And, you know, Supercross, I obviously would like him to be more like this at podiums, but,
Yeah.
you know, he's been trying to be consistent there, and he's had 2 of his better years, so maybe it's coming.
Right.
We'll see.
I feel like Dean Baker, the horsepower maker over there at JGR, did a good job on that 250 last year. But Michael, I'll start with you. Don't you feel like they found a little extra this year? And I know Troll Train really credits a scoop tire, but I do feel like you guys have found some more power, Dean and everybody. Michael, do you think?
I got a question for you. I can't remember if I was talking to you, J-Bone, or if it was actually directly to Gene or to Dean. Apologies. I think I remember, was at some point last year or going this year, you guys started to, I guess, move the power more upstream for him. Kind of, I was talking to Jared. We had Jeremy on the phone, Martin, talking about him and his brothers both have great roll character ability. They maybe don't need as much like crisp off the bottom. They can utilize a bike that pulls through a little bit farther. Has it been stuff like adjusting to what Alex is capable of, or what do you guys point to as your breakthrough with it?
That is a good question. I just feel like, honestly, we're always just trying. It's only little things here and there. There hasn't been any big, huge things, I don't think, at one time. But I would say even after a couple races into the outdoor season this year, Dean went to dyno and worked on some more stuff and found more power. So always tinkering, always getting a little more. But you obviously wish you could get 5 horsepower more here and there. But really, it's usually like if you get another horse and a half, you're happy, and that's something they usually can feel. So we have gotten better for sure. I mean, even like I said, even after a couple races in, came up with some stuff. So always trying.
How do you think it is working? Like, of course, you know, this year you guys have a decent stable of 450 guys, but you guys are basically all in with Alex on the 250. How's that been, you know, working with Alex and Dean, being able to work with him on development, just being able to focus on one guy? Has it, you know, some people think, oh, having multiple riders' opinions, you get a little bit wider range, but only working with Alex, do you feel like his feedback's been really good and it's been kind of helping, you know, like I said, get it a little bit better?
I would say it would be a lot easier if we were doing just one class, but it's definitely, even though he's only one guy, it's still we're doing 450s and 250s, so I would say it's not like it feels like we still have a lot of guys. It doesn't feel
it doesn't take the weight off the shoulders.
It doesn't. It still feels like we have a lot of guys. That's what he said.
Yeah, it still feels the same. Well, I mean, honestly, we had Teasdale riding a little bit.
Yep.
He rode a 250 for a while because, you know, maybe Tickle was going to ride, so we didn't have enough stuff to do 3 250 or 3 450s at that time. So then we had to order some stuff, and then we ended up getting ready for that. And then that's why we were able to have him ride on the weekend, because we had stuff that we got for Tickle a while ago that didn't end up happening. So we switched him to a 450 because that would be easier for us. And then I think he's a little bigger, so it'd be easier for him outdoor also. But yeah, it just feels like there's always somebody or something going. So there's always a practice motor that you have to rebuild or something. It's never like there's nothing to do. That's for sure. It's kind of, I wish I could take the load off a little bit for everybody. They've been doing a good job with all the different things we've been working on.
Well, that leads me to
I wouldn't say easy.
That leads me to my next question. So weekly conference calls with the Feld guys about the 7 Salt Lake rounds. MX Sports calls with the 9 rounds, and they moved their series twice. And Salt Lake was tough to pull off, and it was going to be in the fall. Like, J-Bone, you've been in this a long time now. How chaotic and how tough has 2020 been for you? I mean, you're part of a larger corporation over there at JGR. Like, the MX thing is just this smaller thing. You've got a corporate company behind you. COVID is here. We're trying to race Supercross. We're trying to race motocross. What has this been like for you? And the logistics, the phone calls, the arrangements, the budgets, all of that shit has got to be just, I cannot imagine what it's like to be you or any of these managers.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that Coy loves it because obviously we didn't budget for any of. No one did.
Right.
And the hard part. I mean, the good thing, all of our sponsors have been really good. No one tried to change the pay. They did stop payments, obviously, till anyone knew what was happening. No one said we're not going to pay. They just said we need to not pay for a little bit until we know what's happening. Because, I mean, even on the NASCAR side, like they stopped too. So, I give Coy and everyone at JGR credit. They kept paying people even though they didn't know what was going to happen. Like it was pretty scary for a little bit, and not knowing how long is that going to last. That was the scarier part because we all need to race. You can't be a race team without racing. So we're happy we're racing. I'm happy it was only 9 rounds instead of 12. We all had different numbers that we thought, but in the end, it's what it's going to be, and I'm happy it's 9.
Right.
I was thinking 8 to 10 was good for me. Some people were staying 6. Some people wanted 12.
Right.
But I feel like we needed to end in October. It's already going to be, not a long off season, which I'm not against it. Like I think through all of this, we all did learn different things that we like.
Right.
Our sport's been so rigid and no changes. I mean, when we switched from racing Sunday at the Nationals to Saturday, I mean, people freaked out.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
they did.
It's the end of the world. We used to practice on or do qualifying on Saturday. We had to rebuild our bikes Saturday night, race Sunday.
Yeah.
We had a tech back in the day. We had to try to get our bikes to tech at a hotel.
On Fridays. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was a whole long, drawn out thing. So we all, proposed doing a shorter schedule so we can stay in hotels less, save money. So anyway, we keep evolving, and now we do riders meetings on YouTube, which I like. You don't have to be there so early. I was always barely making it there anyway. So I'm kind of liking that. But there's just things we're definitely learning. We had hotels and flights, so obviously we had to cancel all those things a few times now. That's the worst part to me. And then having these credits, they're not easy to use. It kind of is, but it's not when you have a team and you got to call back.
Yeah.
They don't make that part easy. I wish that was a little easier.
Right.
Definitely, it was challenging, but it was that way for everybody. I'm just happy that they stayed in it and let us keep going racing. And
sure.
Coy never really panicked.
Well,
honestly, I didn't go back to the budget really too tight. We just said, we'll do it the best we can, and we need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to go through October, and I think doing Salt Lake, it didn't save us money because we stayed there the whole time. So I think it was about the same.
Yeah.
In the end, because our rental car was expensive. We stayed in a house. It was really nice. But a hotel would have been not as good for us. It was way more fun doing the house.
For sure.
Made me realize every time we go there, we're Salt Lake every time, or not Salt Lake. We're going to be at Park City every time.
Oh,
I know, right?
We stayed the first
It's
half
worth the drive.
down below.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be a little closer to the stadium. We stayed the second half up in Park City. So much better.
Yeah.
I'm never staying in Salt Lake again.
Not enough
City every
traffic.
time.
You just run down, you jump off that first exit and do the back road down to the stadium. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was easy.
Right.
I was surprised, and I would have never done that. I mean, I've been there so many times, never even thought about it.
Right.
It always seems far.
I'm with you. I'd probably drive up. I'll drive and bring my mountain bike and go early.
Especially
Heck
Park
yeah.
City. The summer, all the little rentals we were all in up in Park City aren't that expensive that time of year.
Well, I was
nice.
down in a hotel. I made a bad move. I should have done that too.
Fail.
We got a call for you here on 4 from Garrett.
Right.
Garrett, what's going on? What's your question for Jeremy Albrecht?
Hey, what's up, Jeremy? I just wanted to say thank you. I don't really have much of a question, but back right around 2009 or 10 at Unadilla, I threw out the old question, what does it take to like wrench or work for a factory team? And he kind of said, you have to grind, you have to work for the privateers. If you're not already working for someone local, I highly recommend work for someone local and then see where that takes you. And ended up working for a guy for AG Motorsports, which was also Kyle Peters Racing.
Right.
And learned after about 2 seasons that it definitely wasn't for me, and it's definitely not what everyone thinks it is. It's a lot of grinding. it's a lot of working for free.
Yep.
Loved every second of it, but I just have to say I totally respect you even more for uprooting from Cali and going to North Carolina and completely changing lifestyles and doing all that. But, just wanted to say thank you.
Thanks for taking the time,
cool.
J-Bone with Garrett. Yeah. I mean, you scared him off.
Yeah,
but...
I tried. Yeah, I tried to scare him off, right? No, it is fun, but it's definitely, like you said, it's not what everybody thinks it is. Like, I used to have so many people ask me, so what do you do during the week? Like, you have a different job? Like, honestly, this takes way more time than anyone thinks. At any level on a team.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, mechanic, manager, rider, anything. It's a lot.
Yep. Thanks, Garrett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, sorry, you actually invited me down to the shop during the week, and you let me come and see what you guys did during the week. You probably don't remember, but it was the original Huntersville shop. But no, you were that cool about it.
It's better.
And so I bought a flight and went and checked it out, and you were awesome, man.
Nice guy, J-Bone. Thanks, Garrett. Thanks for the call, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I've said this story before.
Thank you.
I was a greasy privateer mechanic for number 89, Ty Birdwell, in 97.
Yeah, I remember that.
And J-Bone worked for Jeff fucking Emig, factory cow. He had the Oakleys on and the spiked hair, and he was the man. And he would help me out with my bike, and he helped me fix my Kipps power valves one time. And you could have been a dick, J-Bone.
Zip tie.
Yeah, you could have been a dick, but you were, because I was nobody, and you were the coolest guy ever, and that just goes a long way, and you just remember those times.
Well, people helped me. That's the only way I got there.
Right.
People are jerks. You're never going to get there.
Speaking of cool guy, how many people
should
go ahead?
No, you go ahead. So.
Oh, I feel bad. You had something much more insightful. Mine's a joke. Go ahead.
No, I've said the same thing about Skip. Skip was cool. Jeremy was cool. J-Bone was cool. These are guys, when I started, that were the upper echelon in the sport. These guys could have been dicks. And there were some. There were some guys that were dicks. But for the most part, if these guys talked to you like a normal person, even though I was a greasy privateer mechanic, and I always remember that. And I tried to do that to people, I tried to be the same way. Like, hey, let me see if I can get you a clutch. Let me see if I can help you out. Hey, call this guy for a job or whatever, So it's something I try to do. So, because like you said, you had it happen to you, and, Berluti might have been really cool to you, J-Bone or whatever.
Yeah, he was. He was actually.
Hey, fuck off.
Scotia Industries, please check them out. Pulp 2020 is the code to save. With those guys, bringing you Jeremy Albrecht on the show tonight. So, J-Bone, you knew this question was coming tonight for sure, so let's just get it out of the way. Well, first of all, first of all, ML, at Redbud, guess who was talking? Guess who I saw talking?
Him and James Stewart?
Yes.
That's what was going to be my question. I'm like, have you talked to James at the races?
J-Bone and Stu
back
had a conversation. Wow.
Yeah, it was actually nice. I haven't talked to him since he left the team, actually. That was the first time.
Yeah. And I mean, it didn't go easy when he left. It wasn't cool. Like there was hard feelings on everybody's side.
I was bummed. I was really bummed. Not at just how it went down.
Right.
Not that he left. Not that he wanted to leave. Not that I was fine with all of it. It just got a little.
Right.
Not how I do business at the end, and I was bummed. Right. And so I decided I was done with him. And then all this time, I saw him, and I just felt like I wanted to bury the hatchet and be cool. But I never, I never hated him or anything like that. I was just bitter, and I shouldn't have been, and I decided I was over it.
Right. And
so I saw him, went over there, talked to him and Roger, and I never took it out on his brother. We hired his brother after that. Had nothing to do with him. So, I was more bummed at him just how it went down. But I'm over it. I'm not going to let it bother me. It doesn't help. It doesn't matter to him. He doesn't care if I was bummed at him or not. So we all moved on. It was cool to talk to him.
Yeah, everything was cool, right? Yeah, it was fun.
It was cool.
Right. All right, 2021. What can you tell us? Obviously, look, I said this. I think on the show earlier tonight. Yeah. If you had asked me at Anaheim 1 2020 if JGR was coming back, I would have said no. Suzuki doesn't seem like they want to do it. They don't have a title sponsor. Things are rough. Blah blah blah. I would have said I don't think JGR is coming back, but I think that's not right, J-Bone. It sounds like things are moving in a positive direction for you guys and Suzuki for 2021.
Yeah, it is. It is moving better. I would say that there's always years that are challenging. It's not any easier or harder than it was before. It's always been hard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just keep battling. Like we just don't give up. I just keep trying at different things, and I think we are really, really close. I think it is going to happen. So we'll see.
Right.
You never know till it's all done, but it's all looking good. So
yep.
I feel better right now about next year than I did this year. We just did this year, even the craziest year ever. We made it happen. So
yeah, and
I feel good.
And you would say September 21st of 2019, you didn't feel this positive, like
no.
last year this time.
Yeah, I was definitely nervous.
Right. Well, that's good.
But we also grew too big as a team. I think we took on a lot that Suzuki asked us to do, and we did 2 teams, which is a lot. I mean, doing 1 team's hard enough. So we did 2 teams. We had tons of riders, tons of staff, spent lots of money.
Right.
We had two of everything. Like the most expensive part of doing a team is the first year you do it. So we had to buy 2 of everything for the other truck because we did 1 team forever.
Yeah, right.
So we spent all that money, and then it really only went for 2 years. So that's the only bummer. Is it
Michael
didn't last like we thought, but we're okay now.
Michael, you know anything about that? About starting up a team?
It's amazing. I was actually, because we're in the process of selling our one semi and getting a different one right now.
Yep.
The crap I was unloading, just dumb things that I've loaded a different time. Like, how did I acquire so much stuff in a short amount of time to do this? I got a phone one for you, J-Bone. So you guys, we kind of talked about March. You're, as in outdoor trainers, you're lone 250 guy. You got a lot of really good talented guys on the 450 rolling into next season. Things go good, budget's good. If you guys free up some 250 spots, it's like every year, but it seems to be crazier this year than ever. Is there's going to be some unique talent available if we're just throwing on the cap of looking around. Who interests you in the 250 class right now that's available? Like who kind of sparks your guys' interest if you're gonna add somebody alongside Alex there?
I don't know. Like that's going to be the biggest thing to figure out. Like first, I need to figure out how many guys are we hiring. 250 and 450, just 250, just 450. Like we honestly. Usually we would have that figured out by now, to be perfectly honest. I don't have any clue.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get it in the next week or 2, but right now we're still working out all those things. There is a new boss that came from Japan, so hopefully we know if there's a new or different direction soon. That's kind of what we're waiting on.
Right.
And then we'll hopefully have answers to do that. But there's a lot of really good guys available.
There is.
I mean, the Masterpool kid's good. Oldenburg was good in Supercross.
March
Banks is available. He was, he won a race at Daytona. So there's a lot of talent.
And they're all going to Star.
There's more talent than rides.
I know. Everyone's going to Star.
Yeah.
We've got a question for you from Nash. Nash!
Gentlemen!
What's up, Nash?
All's good. Anytime J-Bone's on, I'm calling him because, first of all, he's awesome.
Yes.
And I love the fact, and I'm not just being funny, I love the fact that he'll give it to you straight. He'll walk the line. Well, he's a professional. He knows how to stay out of trouble, but he also gives it to you straight. And I'm a big fan of that, and I think the Pulp Nation is as well.
True.
So the $1 million question I have for Jeremy is, with you actually just touched on it right there, Steve, and I know that you have very opinionated thoughts and feelings, but I'd love to hear from a guy that may be a little more subdued, i.e. Jeremy Albrecht, about what the cannibalizing of the teams, the energy drink component, the agent, and again, you're going to have to walk the line on this, J-Bone. You're a talented professional at that, many years in the business. You're a seasoned veteran, as they say. But just the state of the union in terms of how these teams are acquiring talent, and you're in this as well as a team manager. What are your thoughts on how this goes?
Do you mean like as far as teams taking riders from other teams, Nash? I just want to clarify the question.
What are you talking about? Like how we get them and the process of it all?
Yeah, in other words, everybody, as not stated, I'll say that was said on maybe another podcast or an industry type of discussion. Everybody plays by the legal rules to a certain point, as well as maybe the unwritten legal rules, but maybe there may be a team or two that is just full cannibalistic, like they just come in and just obliterate the operating system. That's what I'm asking what your thoughts are.
Sort of J-Bone, that kind of stuff about, the contractual stuff and.
In other words, like the hard part with all of this is a contract is a contract. It's legal, but to fight it, you have to go to court. So you have to decide, is it worth going to court over it, or are you just going to let it go? So, it's that way with gear deals. When we get out of rider deals or we got out of anything, there's, everyone has first right refusals. Everyone has, some guys take them out. If they don't like the deal, it's not good enough. They'll want the first right refusal out. Sometimes there's escalators. If they get top 3, they get a bonus. If the team won't do it, they're like, okay, well then I want the first right refusal out because you're not going to give me what I want. So if I do good, like I think I am, I want the first right refusal out so I can do what I want. And then that doesn't put them in a weird spot. But every deal is different. There are some teams that definitely. The hard part about this sport is when you're winning, you get cocky. And it doesn't last long because no one can win forever. I mean, Mitch Payton won a really long time. It probably felt like forever, but he would love to win more right now. And I guarantee you he puts just as much work in now as he did before. It's not for lack of trying. You have to have a little luck on your side. The tables are going to turn. There's years that, one manufacturer's strong and the other one's really bad. And it's funny, like Yamaha wasn't strong forever. They're pretty strong right now. Like Honda, for some reason, people always think they're strong. Like it's always the brand that everyone talks about, but they don't win as much as they should. It's just like there's things that change all the time, and to me, you can't do the things that you're talking about and have it last forever because it's going to come back to you at some point.
At some point, you'll be the nail, and someone will have the hammer.
Yeah, like you can only push so long. But, like, you need to be – well, if you're like that, it's no different than you meet someone, I guess. And if they were shady at some other point, they're going to be shady to you. Or a rider's talking bad about a team, they're going to do the same thing to you. So if that person steals you from somewhere, they'll drop you like that too because they don't care about contracts. So – There are companies that are loyal. There's that way with sponsors. I know we all know which ones either pay late, don't pay, will not pay you if something goes wrong. There's some that they'll do it the right thing no matter what happens. Yeah. Like we have a lot of great sponsors right now that probably could have tried to not pay some stuff and do some things, but we have all great people. But it's not always like that. But we try to choose them like that on purpose because I don't want the ones we have to pull the contract out every time. Like that's, but some riders are like that, though. You have to, have to. Everything is a deal. Like we have our contract is stupid now. We have all these fines and stuff in there that are there from riders in the past that I don't really need anymore. But we leave them in there because the problem I had before is if you do something wrong, the only thing I can do is fire you. I can't do anything. So we have to have all these fines in there now that if you don't do something, I at least can do something.
Yeah.
It's frustrating when you can't do anything with them.
Right.
And you got a little teeth. And again, I can only imagine what it would be like to work for your operation or ride for you guys. And obviously, ship has long sailed for myself as a 50-year-old man. But regardless, the element that you guys are fair and equitable, and tree bears its fruit, as they say, and who to align yourselves with and.
All right, Nash.
We try not to.
We got to run, Nash.
That's our goal.
Got AC coming up. Got to run.
Hey, go.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Nash.
yourself. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Last question, Michael Lindsay. Go ahead.
Last one for J-Bone. Last 2 weeks, of course, we've had a little bit of ping-pong back and forth with Barsha's situation. It's a little more public than it usually is with a rider going back and forth between final negotiations with two teams. All your time at JGR, have you ever run into a similar situation where you've had to bounce back? You've had so much back and forth action with a rider, you've tried to get locked down?
We've had it, but not probably. It doesn't seem like it's that back and forth. To be honest, when we did the first Stewart thing, it was about a mess like that. If we would have had to say every time we thought we had it or we drove down for a test, and then we had to go back, and then yeah, we had a bunch of goofy stuff like that, but it was never public. So I'm surprised actually how much of it is out there.
A lot of it is, right? I know. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though. Like I don't think it's bad.
No, look at F1
way
or look
more
at
like
F1
F1
NASCAR
and
or whatever.
MotoGP.
Right.
We see this a lot in F1 and MotoGP.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, our sport definitely is more that way. Like, obviously, but that's what's hard. Like you get an inside scoop, right? And he's going to Yamaha, so you write that, but then it changes. Like that is where he was going to go, or gas or whatever. Like the things do change that fast. Like,
yeah,
I'm not sold. It's totally done right now. Like it could switch again.
Yeah. You don't
never know.
You don't really know.
But you don't really know until you see the formal press release come from whoever signed them. That's when it's real. But until then, there's lots of things that can fall out of place because you can have a letter of intent. You can have all these things. There's so many. When you get down to the end, like even with our sponsor stuff now, we're close, but it's not done. Until it's done, it's not done. It has to be signed. And I guess you could even sign it and it's still not done. They might never pay. That's happened to people too.
Yeah, that's happened, right? Listen, I'm with you. Like, but in our sport, like in my job, when I hear things, I make a couple of calls to people I trust, and I put something out there that has some sort of validity to it, something that may happen. And I think the team managers, and you're not like this, J-Bone, you are the farthest thing from this, but these jerk-offs getting upset at you in the pits, getting upset at me in the pits, like as far as I'm concerned, like they can fuck off. Like, this isn't my job. This is what we do. And whether it happens or not, whatever's going on behind the scenes, I don't really know, but I know there's something to this. Just let the fans enjoy this, the buzz. That's all part of the sport. It's part of what's going on in the sport. People love it. And for people to get upset at me, I shake my head at that. I'm just like, you don't have any idea, that this is stuff that's legit going on. It doesn't affect your negotiations one bit.
Yeah.
So.
The only time it's a bummer is when we feel like we're when I know we're doing good, you don't know it.
Yep.
Which doesn't happen often, but I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like Mathis doesn't know anything about this. Like that's like when I know we're winning.
Yeah.
But but I don't ever get mad. But
no.
you're wanting to have a surprise.
Right.
But by the time a press release comes out, there's no more surprise.
There's no more surprise.
So what do you write in a press release? There's nothing.
No, I know.
Except for you're doing it because then it actually is filing for real. It's really signed. It's really happening. Because the cool part is people see right now, just because that's where he was going to go, and he was going to stay because they were using the first right refusal or whatever. It's interesting to see that for once it's not really going to go the way we all thought. It could go back.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Really, you don't know.
No, yeah, for sure.
I think it's
things
funny
fall apart
where
all day long.
I think it's funny where Barsha, around Salt Lake time, he was really like, "What am I gonna do next year?"
Yeah,
and now it's turned into a bounce.
OEM's fighting over him, right? I know.
Yeah.
But you know what? This stuff happens. It's so crazy, and it's kind of funny because we all get emotional at the end of the year when you forget about Supercross. Really, like I've done it bad on myself. Like honestly, when I hired Alex, I did talk to him in Supercross, but when he started doing good outdoor, it just gets you extra excited about the guy.
Right.
And you're like, oh yeah, you go back and look at the results. You're like, oh, Supercross wasn't great, but he's doing good now.
He's got the podium
do it next year in Supercross because he's killing it now. He rides like this, so you get excited about what you see now.
Yeah. No,
but you honestly never know. I mean, Honda hired Roxon, and you would have thought he would have killed it forever. For 5 years, he would have won everything.
Yep.
The sport's so gnarly and it changes. You don't have a magic ball to know who. I mean, even look at Cincerello. He's great. He's riding good. He's always been good.
Yep.
But it's not easy. No matter how good you are, it's never easy.
No.
It's going to change. You're going to have curveballs.
Yep.
How do you deal with it? Injuries are definitely a problem.
That's why we
I'm
why we love it.
I am finally, not that I like seeing bad happen to anyone, but it's finally nice that other people, it's not just our team that has bad luck. It happens in our sport. It's not just us.
Right.
Mitch is having a tough time with riders staying healthy. I mean, it's part of the sport.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's going to come around. That's why I don't bag on nobody. I don't talk about any team. I don't talk trash about other people because I don't even know how many races I've been part of winning. You don't even know, but
it
feels good every time. I can't wait till I feel that. again. I'm glad Alex did win a moto. Obviously, we'd like to win more. But you don't know when your last one is, and you can't be cocky. It comes around.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Well said.
Do your best each weekend.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on, J-Bone. I appreciate it, man.
You got it, guys.
Always a fun time. Always a good talk. Good luck at WW Ranch, man.
Thank you very much.
All right.
We'll talk to you guys. See you then.
See you, man. That's Jeremy Albrecht. Let's roll right into our next guest.